Today we are going to learn how to create a grid view using React Native FlatList. And this is going to be the end product, how it is going to look like after this tutorial, where this grid view is showing multiple products in two columns, and each product is showing some information along with the product image. And this is useful for any of the e-commerce application where you have to show list of products, and then user can tap on a product and go to the next screen. So uh, let's see how to quickly create this. It's quite simple using React Native FlatList. So let's get started, guys. This starter project ready where we have this app.js, and it just renders a text within the safe area, and this is how the screen looks. So we are of course going to delete this text, we don't need that. And I have this list of products that we are going to use for this tutorial, and each of the product has certain attributes that we are going to render on the grid. Its brand, type, the name of the product, the price, and the image URL. So I'm using a static image URL for all the products. So let's get started with FlatList. We don't need text here, so let's import FlatList first, and then within the safe area, let's uh, render a FlatList which primarily accepts two parameters. One is the data. Basically, it is the data source. We need to pass the products array into this, and second one is the render item, which will basically accepts um, the JSX function to render each of the element. Since we have the the objects within this product array, so we have to disintegrate each object before it can be used, and we do that using this curly braces. Now we have the access to each product item. So now we are going to render the JSX within this render function. And to do that, what we're going to do is we'll be creating a new component called product, which will basically render one item of that grid. And we will be passing a prop with the name of product, where we'll be just pass this item. So these two props are of prime importance, and this is the basic minimum requirement to use a flat list. And once it is done, there are a few other props which we are going to use later, but let's first get started and create this product class. So I'm going to create product.js, and here let's import React from React, and let's create product class. Create a render function. Okay, so here we are going to create our container view, which will basically contain all the other elements within this grid. And let's import these elements as well. We'll be needing view, we'll be needing text, and we will also be needing image to render the image. So let's import these from React Native. Uh, so since we are passing product as a prop, let's retrieve the elements which we will be needing to display, which will be name, brand, price, and product image. And this all will be getting from this dot props dot product. And once we have that, oh, it has to come inside this, and then we can just use these things to render inside this. So I think name, brand, and price. And then for the image, we will be using the image tag. So image contains a source prop where we'll have to pass the URI, and this will accept this product image, which is actually the URL of that image. And image also requires a style where we'll be setting up the width and height of that image. Let's set it 150. That's it. Okay. So let's format it, and we will have to export this document, export this component so that it can be used inside app.js. So here we are going to import it because it's a default import, so we don't need to add curly braces here, and it will be direct import from product. And this we have already used it. So let's see what has been shown so far. So okay, so our products are rendered here, and all these 7 products are being rendered with 3 text and 1 image component. um, you might notice there is a warning which is coming up which says missing keys for items. So whenever you're using a flat list, make sure that your data source or the data prop, whatever you are using it, each of that item either contains a key attribute, and if it doesn't have, um, you'll have to use a key extractor, which basically is used for caching and optimization purpose. So what we need to do is here we have to, it accepts 2 parameters, item and index, and we'll just return index dot to string here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, the warning has gone away. Okay, now, but this is a simple list, but what we want to do is we want to convert this into a grid view where we have 2 columns, and flatlist uh, has this support to provide number of column props, which is very useful for this purpose. So as soon as you will define the number of columns and as 2, it will do the magic and your products will be rendered. Okay, so what saying is it cannot be done on the fly. So what we'll have to do is just run React Native run and write command again. Hopefully it should work now. So here we go. So now we can see the products are being displayed side by side. We can make it so we can of course beautify this. So let's go to product class, and inside view what we'll have to do is add a style which will accept uh, width parameter, and we'll have to give 49% of width, and then we should add align items in the center, and we should also add margin horizontal as 1%. Then we'll have to keep, yeah, this is fine. And then we'll also add border width so that we can easily find out where is the uh, boundary of each product. So let's see now how it looks. Okay, so it looks okay, but I think the borders are overlapping, and the reason is because this is 49% and there is a margin of 1%. So let's do this. Okay, I believe we have to give margin across. Yeah. So this is much better now. Um, Now this text, I believe this is not center aligned, so we can do style, and the name we can give uh, text align as center, and font weight, let's give it bold. Yeah. Okay, so it needs some padding because the name, the boundary of the name is like just touching uh, from left and right to the corner. So let's add a padding also of 15. Okay, so this is much better, and of course we should add brand as a prefix here so that user knows, and price with a dollar symbol. So that's your grid view in no time, and this is very useful. You can of course change it as per your design theme. And so let's summarize what we have done in app.js. We have used a flat list and we have passed number of columns as two, and within the render item we are returning a JSX for the product component where we are passing each element, and then within product where it's just our CSS, and the styling which is being used to render this nice looking grid view. It should not take more than half an hour if it is a requirement in your project. So do follow this and let me know if you liked it or if you have any questions. Thank you.